Hi, this is Robert with the Board of Games. If you're looking for answers on what games to get for this holiday season, look no further than this series of videos.
Cold starry nights, a white crescent moon, sugar and spice on a long wooden spoon.
Hi everyone, this is Ferdinand Capitulo, and this is
Robert Patino.
and welcome to the Board of Games Holiday Shopping Guide. And in this video, we're going to talk about the best value games you can find at our shop this holiday season.
Yep. So the first games that we're going to talk about in our video special, and this is going to be the best value, the things, the kind of games you want to buy that are going to be, let's say $20 or less, and something that you can pick up. It's going to be really good for you and the family to play. But basically anybody can get. It also makes good stocking stuffers, things that you can add and just as a quick buy sort of thing.
Yeah, and these games are, they can fit in any stocking too because they're quite small. All right, so let's go ahead and mention our first game, and that's going to be Archaeology: A New Expedition. And this one is a new version of a previous game of the same name, Archaeology, but with new things in it.
Yeah, during the chance that I had to play the game, I had a really good time with it. It plays pretty quick, and I did like the interaction that I had with the other players.
Mm-hmm. So anyway, in the game, you are archaeologists, and you're battling against other archaeologists, and you're trying to find, you're gathering little pieces, cards in your hand, and you're trying to complete pieces. You can send incomplete pieces to the museum. Of course, you get less points, but you can hold on and do a big completed piece and then score the biggest points. But you have to be a little careful, or else you'll be losing cards, and it'll be very hard to score those big points for those.
And if I remember correctly, it played pretty quick, right?
Yes, it plays around about 20 to 30 minutes. Yeah. So unlike the first game, you have different expeditions. So in the first game, you only go to the pyramids. Now you can go to a tomb, or you can visit the Sphinx, and there's a different way to play in that.
So the second game that we're going to go over is going to be Birds of a Feather. Now this one is one of my personal favorites. When I first, somebody was telling me about it, it's like, birds and feathers, and I'm like, what's this about? So I guess the premise of the game is we're all going to go out and we're going to search for these birds in the wild. And so if Ferdinand and myself, we're all in the same habitat, we're going to get kind of credit for looking at each other's birds, and for basically everything in the same habitat, we're going to get credit for. And then it's played in rounds, if you will. So after that first round, everybody sees your stuff, and you're going to mark on your score sheet that you've seen these birds. And then you'll push them all forward into the center, and then you play some new cards, and everybody reveals at the same time. And then some new birds come out. And so you might have a chance to visit another habitat, and you can still see the ones that are in the center as well. So it makes for a really fun time.
Yeah, but the funnest thing is trying to get a complete set of birds.
That's right.
Yeah, you want a complete set so you can get those extra points on there. So.
Oh yeah, that's right. It does have the bonuses. Yeah, those are the ones that really add up at the end. Yeah, I forgot to get. Yeah, if you get all of one specific type, you do get that extra bonus. It's really good.
Yeah, I mean, but the part of the game I just love is you have this you have a bird that no one else has.
Yeah.
There's plenty of birds like that, but
Yeah.
you play it while everyone else is watching for other birds, and everyone's like, "Oh no, now I have to go for that bird."
But when I remember when I played, I was like, "Oh hey, I got this really cool bird," and not that I'm a bird hoarder, but there's hey, I want to score this bird, and I know it's going to be difficult for other people to score that bird. But I want to be the only one to do it. But on the other hand, I want other people to have the same habitat and see the same thing. So
yeah.
It's kind of a trade-off there.
Yeah. So I mean, it almost looks like a trick-taking game, but it's not. It's more of a set collection game that
Right.
you play cards to look at other cards.
And for
mark
all
it
those
off.
nature lovers out there, this one's for you because it's definitely a very nature-oriented, very Zen-ish sort of game and sort of feel to it. Plays really nice.
Okay. Anyway, let's go to our next game, which is The Game. That's what it's called, The Game.
Legitimately, it's
Yeah.
called The Game. That's it, The Game.
So in The Game, what you're trying to do here is that you are working with everyone with you, and you're trying to play out all the cards. You have this whole deck of cards that's labeled 2 to 99, and you're playing out cards. There'll be a couple rows, one going for ones, and all going up, and then 100 and going down. So you're trying to play
Right.
cards like one. Any card can go above one. You can play it, but you're trying to do is get rid of the cards, and that's really hard.
Well, when I first saw this, I was a little bit intimidated. I was like, oh man, there's a whole bunch of numbers there. And what am I going to do? Maybe has a bunch of math or something, but no, actually it was pretty simple. It's just a matter of higher or lower. Is the number higher or is it lower than this particular number? And it played really clean. It was really nice. And at the end of it, I felt that, hey, I could actually play this again. It was really clean. It was very nice. And we got through it. And we got so close to actually, winning the game. I think at the end of it, you end up with a specific number of cards that you had remaining. I think we had like 4 or 5, but we always felt that we could do better than what we did.
Cool, yeah. And that was a Spill This Yards nominee from last year, right?
I believe so. Right.
Okay,
Yeah.
cool.
So No Thanks. That's another smaller game. This one has a very nice price point. It is about this big. Totally will fit inside a stocking. If something that you can send a subliminal message to somebody at work, and let's say, if there's somebody that maybe has a little interest in you, you can pass them the game as a gift and maybe get the message across, no thanks. But it's also, it's a cute little game, and it's very nice.
Yeah, so in this game, you're collecting numbers, and you don't want to do is collect numbers. And what I mean here is that you have to keep passing numbers. You want to collect the ones you want. So, and the ones you want is the one that makes a sequence. Like 3, 4, 5, 6 or whatever, and you're always going to score at that bottom of that sequence. So you have something like 16, 17, 18, you will score only 16. But you're in trouble if you have 20 and then 22, which you will score both of those.
And it does happen to where somebody's going to inevitably take something that's going to be in your sequence. You're going to be like, oh man, that's a bummer, when they take that. But on the other hand, you're kind of doing it to other people too. You're getting their cards and you're playing that. So it's kind of, you get some, they get some, and you just try to, at the end up with the most amount of numbers, and of course the highest score wins. So, but
very neat game.
Yeah, it's a great game. It's stood the test of time. It's one of those ones that I thought was going to get replaced a number of times, but really it's something that people have been playing this for a long time. They keep coming out with different versions of it, but it is a good seller for a reason.
Okay. Anyway, we got our last game, which are actually 2 games because they're pretty much the same, is going to be Cat Tower and Rhino Hero.
Now, I played Rhino Hero a lot, and I know you played Cat Tower.
I played Cat Tower a lot.
Yeah.
So, anyway, let me go ahead and talk about Cat Tower first. So, this is a kind of like a dexterity stacking game. You got these really weird cat cards. They're kind of like cat cards that they're folded like this. And you're placing it on top. You're rolling a die to see how you're going to place it. You can either place it like with them standing, or you can place it like on their backs, or you may stack up a fat cat. And you're trying to do is not knock out the tower of the cats. And if you do, then all things break loose, and then you're going to lose.
Well, Rhino Hero plays a lot the same way, except with the exception of you're going to put cards out, and then at the card is going to tell you which other card to put on. So on my turn, I put a card down, and it says to the next player, hey, you're going to put this card down, and then you put one on top. And so you'll have different levels that this rhinoceros superhero will have to go to when the card says. So now you have to take it from one level to another level. This thing gets really tall, really fast, and it gets really wobbly. And it's just a lot of fun. And I know some people are really trying, those engineers out there trying to build the most structurally sound building. But I'm saying that is not the point of this game. When you build it, you want to make it kind of really janky, so that way the next player is going to be like, have a really tough time trying to put something down without it falling. And of course, win or lose, whether you get rid of all your cards, which is the point of the game of Rhino Hero, it doesn't matter. If it falls, it's just as good a time. So I really like that game. Rhino Hero is a lot of fun.
Yeah, so there's 2 games, Cat Tower and Rhino Hero. Just pick the theme you like.
And so if you pick any of these games that we talked about, Archaeology, Birds of a Feather, the game, No Thanks, or Rhino Hero, or Cat Tower, all of those are really good choices that you could just pick up, play with some friends. It's going to take, 2 to 3 minutes. Is that right, Ferdinand? To teach them how to play. They're really simple games to play. And they're great gifts at such a good value because they're basically $20 and under. So it's something good that you can get for a friend. And it doesn't, maybe it's you have that relative that maybe you like them a little bit and they're kind of expecting you're going to get them something, but you don't know what to get because you don't want to spend a lot of money. But it's just a good game, and they're going to be really happy with it. And you could teach it them right on the spot or play with them right on the spot. at the family gathering. You gift the gift, they get it, they receive it, and you can play it that same night.
Anyway, that is our best value games. So go ahead and check those games out when you're at a Board of Games event. And so have a nice holiday season.
So I just wanted to remind everyone that any of the games that we discussed in this series of games, you can purchase by going to one of our events and attending one of our events. We'll have all of these games in stock there. Or alternatively, if you wanted to buy it online, if you just want to send us an email, you can do that by sending an email to purchasing@boardofgames.com and just simply put the games you want to request there, and we'll arrange to have those games delivered to you.